On a cold October night, five friends, Sarah, Mark, Jenna, Alex, and Tom, stood before an old house on the outskirts of the city. The wind howled, carrying leaves across the yard, while the house loomed like a dark silhouette, surrounded by legends of eerie disappearances and ghostly whispers. "Is this the place?" Jenna asked, clutching her coat tightly. "This is it," Sarah replied enthusiastically, leading the group toward the rickety front door. "Are you ready to uncover what scares everyone?" The house seemed like it had stepped out of a nightmare. Its windows were broken, its walls cracked and covered in creeping vines. As they pushed the door open, the wood groaned loudly, and a wave of musty air filled their lungs. The friends cautiously ventured through the house, their footsteps echoing in the empty halls. Shadows flickered on the walls, seemingly moving with the beams of their flashlights. "This place gives me the creeps," Mark muttered. "It's just an old house," Sarah reassured him, though her voice carried a mix of excitement and unease. In one room, they discovered a wooden chest buried beneath a pile of debris. The chest was ancient, covered in layers of dust and mold. "Let's see what's inside," Sarah suggested, brushing the dust off. When they opened the chest, its hinges creaked loudly, revealing a leather-bound diary among forgotten trinkets. "It belonged to someone named Lydia," Jenna noted, flipping through the brittle pages. She wrote about losing her son and trying to bring him back in a strange way. With each page they read, the tension in the group grew. The diary recounted Lydia's desperate attempts to contact her son through rituals, but instead, she unleashed something dark and malevolent. As they continued reading, Sarah's demeanor started to shift. She became fixated on the diary, poring over its pages as if deciphering a buried secret. "Sarah, that's enough," Mark said, trying to take the book from her. She pushed him away defensively. "There's something here we need to understand. The ritual isn't complete yet." At that moment, strange noises echoed throughout the house. It was a faint whisper, barely audible, yet enough to send chills down their spines. "Did you hear that?" Alex asked, his eyes widening with fear. "Probably just the wind," Tom suggested, though his voice lacked conviction. Sarah continued reading aloud from the diary, reciting phrases in an unfamiliar, ancient language. Suddenly, the house seemed to shudder, as if the ground beneath it was alive. The friends realized that Lydia's rituals were not ordinary attempts to connect with the dead. She had opened a portal to another realm, a realm inhabited by dark entities. Worse, the portal remained open, and the malevolent beings were creeping into their world. "We need to close the portal," Jenna exclaimed. "And how do we do that?" Alex asked, his voice trembling. As they scoured the diary for answers, they discovered the grim truth. Closing the portal required a great sacrifice. One of them had to stay behind to ensure the portal was sealed. A heavy silence fell over the group as they processed the revelation. They exchanged nervous glances, each knowing what it meant. "I'll stay," Mark said finally, his voice a mixture of resolve and sadness. "No, you can't," Jenna cried, grabbing his arm. "I have to," he replied quietly. "We can't let this evil continue." As they prepared for the ritual, the air grew thick with fear and sorrow. The house seemed to come alive, trembling with every word they spoke. Shadows danced violently on the walls, as if resisting their efforts. When the ritual was complete, a swirling vortex of darkness appeared in the center of the room. Mark stood at its edge, looking back at his friends one last time. "Go now," he commanded firmly. The others fled the house, tears streaming down their faces as they heard Mark's cries fade into silence. Outside, the house stood eerily still, its presence unnerving. As the group stared back at it, a faint, sinister laugh echoed from within, leaving the haunting question, was the evil truly gone?